Okay, so we were going to talk about what to do when you kind of get crickets and how to close on people and help out with kind of following up. And so I'm just going to kind of talk, and then since it is just me and Justin, if you have any specific questions, feel free to we can talk about those too. So um, basically what I like to do is when I first send it like some type of invite and then I don't hear back, and I've seen that they've seen it, I say something like, I'll go and find a recipe on Pinterest and then send it to them and be like, hey girl, I was meal planning for the week. I thought this would look good. This looked good. And I thought like my family would eat it too. And it's pretty healthy and it's boot camp approved. Do you think this would be something that you could incorporate into your meals? So you're not asking about anything. You're really just trying to create a conversation. You've added some type of value. Another thing I'll do is share like a meal plan or grocery list or things like that. We have so many files, and you can look in the Google Drive that we have or any of our challenge groups. We have a ton of files that are helpful for meal planning, meal prepping, like grocery lists, shopping lists, things like that you can always just like find something randomly and message them and be like, hey, I came across this. I thought it was really cool. I shared it with my challengers. Didn't know if it was something you'd be interested in. And then just kind of like start a different conversation. And then, and so then there's that. And then also I always say like have some type of free group so that you can be inviting them to that. And then, so maybe they, didn't say anything about you've invited them to that and you haven't heard back, but I'll just kind of say something like, hey girl, hey girl, I have a free group starting, whatever, focusing on clean eating or meal planning or meal prep or whatever. Would you want to join me? And then everybody that I ever invite, I have a list where, so like this month I have May invites, May follow-ups, May challengers, May, what's the other, coaches. So then what I'm doing is I am, sorry, I'm like in full screen. I can't focus. Okay. So what I do is everybody I invited from April that didn't sign up, they go on my May follow-up list. So I'm constantly keeping track of all the invites I did. So if I kept track of all the invites I did in April, and if nobody pulled the trigger, and if any of those didn't pull the trigger, they go to my May follow-ups. So I'm making sure that people don't like slip through the cracks. And how I go back through and invite them again the next month is, hey girl, I know it wasn't a good time for you last time we chatted, but I don't know if you're interested or not. I've got another boot camp starting on such and such date. I actually have a couple deals that are on special right now, so I just didn't know if you were interested in maybe trying out this new program we have. It's a nutrition-only program that really focuses on the emotional eating, and addresses like, what is emotional eating? What else? Like, just like issues like poor relationships with food, and exercise is just a bonus. So if you want to exercise, great, but if you want to just focus on nutrition, that's cool too. So that's kind of the system I have when I follow up. And then another thing I wanted to talk about is the system I have for following up with challengers to become coaches. So, and I posted this in the team page this week, but basically I go through, and so week 1 is like, hey, how's everything going? Have you started to look over the meal plan? Have you, whether it's To Be Mindset, I would ask if they've started to watch the videos. If it's like 21 Day Fix, have you taken a look at the meal plan? Have you made your grocery list or your plan for the week so you can, go through and do that? And then week 2 is, hey, how is your Shakeology? What's your favorite recipe? Send them your favorite recipe for that flavor. Also find one on Pinterest and be like, hey, I found this. This may be really helpful. This looks delicious. And I like to tell people, like myself, it took me a couple times to try Shakeology to find a recipe I like. So I like to tell them, like, just so you know, like it took me a couple times to find something I really loved. So don't give up on it. And then I like to go to Pinterest and find something there. So that's usually my go-to. Is week 1 is asking them about if they've looked into the materials, what questions they have. I have my challengers sign like a commitment letter, and there's actually a commitment letter in the beginning of the To Be Mindset tracker that I'm going to have everybody, all of our clients, like fill that out and take a picture of it. So I'm going to work on like setting things up this weekend. I've got a lot of stuff to do. Prep week starts Monday. So I have only like half dug into videos. I've been so behind. So what I'm going to do for bed tonight is watch a couple of videos and then hopefully binge watch some this week while I drive to Charlotte. I've got a 2.5-hour drive, so I should be able to catch up on most of them. And then, so then I'll be able to, you know, kind of better answer questions. But I have 2 girls that have already started implementing it and are already having mindset shifts. Like I had somebody message me today and she was like, hey, like I'm going to the beach this weekend with my fiance and I'm actually like packing chopped veggies and bags of salad. Like, so I know I can have some healthy options, which I never ever would do before. So I know that I already see a mindset shift, which is really cool. I've got another girl that was like apologizing to me for already making To Be Mindset like recipes. I'm like, don't apologize. You bought it. I don't care. She's like, I know we're not starting yet. I'm like, it's fine. Like dig in. It's totally fine. So week 1 is talk to them about commitment. Get their before and after, before photos, weight and measurement. And I like to refer to them as their goodbye photos and explain like don't stress out. Like you need to be proud of yourself for loving yourself enough to make this change instead of being like, oh my gosh, I don't want to take my photos. I don't want to take my, you know, I don't want to weigh myself, that kind of stuff. So you're really just being their support week 1. Week 2 is talking about Shakeco, their recipes, offering suggestions, talking about meal planning if they have any questions. Week 3 is asking them if they're noticing any difference. Maybe are they noticing any difference in digestion or energy from Shakeco? Are they noticing a difference in inches or being able to do more reps of an exercise or things like that? And then also kind of talking to them like, you know, if they're, you know, really kind of like, oh, I love Shakeology, like week 3 and 4, I'm starting to talk to them about how they can get a discount on Shakeology. And so I plant that seed. And then you know, week 4 before it ships, I'm like, okay, well, you know, there's a couple different options that you can actually, before your Shakeco ships again, if you want to save 25% on all future orders, you can either sign up as, I mean, you sign up the same way either way, but you can either sign up as a discount coach to save 25%. And if you ever decide to work the business, cool. Or you can sign up and work the business, and it can be, you know, totally something where you are just focusing on you and, you know, your journey and just kind of saying, you go girl, Lexi. So it's so funny. I'm talking to myself right now. So, but I just want to have this for the recording because it was late notice that I was letting everybody know anyways. But, so I hope that was helpful. So, Justin, can you hear me right now? Okay. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. So that was kind of like everything I needed to say. I just did it pretty quickly. What questions do you have, Justin?
Tell Mommy the high beach. I had a girl who I had sent the link to, and she said she was going to order it yesterday, and she hasn't. At least I haven't checked this evening to see if she did. But like, how do I say without trying to sound like I'm trying to force money out of her? Like, how do I bring that up?
So because our group starts on the 14th, even though it's an ongoing, I would say, hey girl, I know, oh my gosh, life has been so hectic. I've been meaning to check in with you. I don't think I saw it process on my end, but I need to make sure I get everybody good to go by the 14th is prep week, and definitely by the 21st. And for me, I ordered mine on Wednesday and I got mine on Wednesday. So it took a full week for me to get mine with the base kit. I think they do more expedited shipping with the challenge pack, so it could be a little quicker, but I mean, it took me a full week. So I would say, just so you know, like it took a week for me to get mine because you can always just say like, because they were so overwhelmed with the launch. So I would just say, let's do it sooner than later. So you have everything so you can move forward with that and not be late to the party kind of thing. So that's what I would do there. Anything else? Okay, what time is it?
She just sneezed on my face.
Night.
Night.
Hi.
Saying good night.
Okay, so let me try to think of some other tips that have been helping, because I've had a really successful launch with the Tubi. That one post that I made got a lot of engagement. Did you post that? Like, I'm looking for 20 people post? Okay.
I had people message me, and then like probably a dozen to 20 people, and I
Okay.
sent them all information, and only half of them have
And
responded. And
did
then I
you,
did a follow up with all the people that ignored me, and they've all continued to ignore. So
okay, well, I would just, send me like the screenshot of one, like the last thing that was said, so I can kind of say something. But this is how I like to kind of follow up when it's like I've told them information, nothing. I followed up, nothing. I would say, hey girl, I know, you had said that you were maybe interested, and I totally don't want to bug you, but I just have a couple spots left, and I just wanted to see if I should save you one if you wanted to join us this month or not. Have you talked to them about pricing yet?
I don't think anybody that ignored me, I don't think I talked to them about pricing yet.
Okay, so I would just be like, and I totally get it that life is crazy because like me over here, pregnant and chasing a toddler, I totally get that, but I just want to make sure that I'm not forgetting you if you did want a spot, because I just have a few left. So did you have a chance to take a look at that 8-minute video, or do you have any questions? And then you can kind of say something along the lines of what you are liking so far that you've taken away from it. Like, I've started watching the videos, and what I really love is that I'm focusing on such a mindset shift that it's not like, oh, I can't have that cookie because I hate my body. It's, if you want the cookie, you can have the cookie, and you can have it in moderation, and you don't have to feel guilty. So, and a lot of this really works too when you do like a voice message, like on Facebook, and just be like, you know, so anybody that ignored you, I would just, this is kind of what I would say is, hey girl, I just wanted to check in. I actually just have a couple spots left, and I know we had chatted about the nutrition plan, and I just wanted to see if you had any questions, or if you wanted me to chat about pricing, or if you were able to take a look at the 8-minute video I sent you. What I have already noticed is that, I've been implementing some of the videos that I've been watching, and I totally love that she really is focusing on the emotional eating and the guilt associated with us, when we eat bad. And I'm really feeling more free. And I think that this program is just going to benefit so many people, and I would love to share it with you. So maybe it's for you, maybe it's not, no problem whatsoever. Just wanted to see if you wanted me to save you a spot. Something like that is very helpful because you're not being pushy, but you're also like, I'm thinking of you, but the spots are going to fill up. Yeah. And I find it really helpful to do a voice memo, because not many people send voice memos, I feel. So they're like, oh, and like a lot of people like feel like they can connect with you more when you do that. And that would be something very easy to do to one person and be like, hey girl, blah, 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 and then forward it to everybody, which is really nice too, because it's super simple. It'll take you less than a minute because you only have a minute to talk, and then you can forward it to everybody, and it's personalized. And that is probably going to get you more response than be like, hey girl, did you decide? So that's what I would do. And then anytime people ask about price, I just share that the 3 different things. I do the one with all the like pictures of transformations, and it's like the pink photo. You know what I mean? If you need me to send it to you, I can. But I'm like, okay, cool. And if you're interested, all I need is what package you want to do, your email address, and what Shakeology flavor you want. And if they like answer everything else and they don't say what Shakeology flavor they want, I will just send it to them, because they can change their Shakeology flavor in their share cart. They can't change the package, but they can change their Shakeology flavor. So I'm like, hey, I just went ahead and signed you up for a bag of vegan chocolate. That's what I drink. No problem if you want to do regular chocolate or do a combo box of anything. I just signed you up, and you can change it. I just wanted you to have the information so I can save you that spot.
That girl that messaged me and said that like the group already seemed overwhelming with all the food posts, she's a doctor, and she asked me about, she's like, I need your opinion on Shakeology.
Hi! Hi! Why aren't you talking? Stank face. Stank face. Stank face. Can you hear me now? Could you not hear us at all? I feel like Lexi right now. This is exactly what Lexi did when she saw me.
Well, it's like a ghost. Haven't seen him forever.
Mullen, You're the star of the show. What do you have to say for yourself? What's going on? I can't hear you. Chipotle? I love you.
But she asked me about Shakeology. She said I have mixed reviews.
Sorry, Justin, you can't partake. I was like, I thought you were falling off your chair.
But I said, like, went on about how I love it. And I said, but even like Wes, I said he's got the manly approach. He doesn't pay attention to like what it does for him. So I asked him if he wanted me to cancel it, and he said no. So clearly it's winning somehow. Well, then I said, and if we're being honest, I said, the deal right now, if you get Shaco for a month, like, it's an unreal deal. So I said, and you can cancel it after a month. So I said, if you're on the fence, I would definitely get it and then cancel it after a month, because you may love it and you're already getting it cheap.
Yeah, and then I would say too, like, and you know what, if you absolutely don't like it, it's a 30-day money back guarantee. So
Well, I wasn't sure if you buy it as a challenge pack, does it work the same way? Because I know, like, with the Tubi, you have to send everything back. So I didn't know if, since it's a Tubi challenge pack, if that would mean she'd have to send everything.
Yeah, which is so dumb, and I hate that they do that. I wish they would just, like, whatever, maybe
call their losses, because what, are they going to wash that water bottle and re-ship it to somebody else?
Yeah.
And a half tracker?
Well, I mean, I would just say, like, and if it is something that you absolutely are like, no, I want my money back, like, you can return it. Like,
yeah,
I've had 2 people ever return. No, I probably 5 ever in 5 years return their Shaco. And 3 of them were people that like didn't want to coach. And it was like, almost like they like signed on and they were like, oh shit. And they were like Instagram people that didn't really know me. And they were like, oh shit. And then they like returned it and didn't tell me and then like blocked me. I was like, okay. So I've had that happen a few times. And then 2 other people were allergic to it. Something like in it like gave them hives or something. So, but they had a lot of food allergies, so they weren't sure if it was going to work for them anyways. So, I really have never had somebody just like, ugh, I hate it. And even
go through all the trouble to get their money back.
And I have had 2 different people not like a flavor, like I think they got vanilla or something, and I had a bag of chocolate, and I was like, if you mail it to me, I'll just swap you and I'll send you my bag. Because they were like, there's like 5 samples out. I'm like, great, send it to me. I have a new bag. I'll send it to you. So like, I'll do that sometimes, because I'd rather do that than lose 2 successful points and you have to deal with the hassle and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I've done that as well. But yeah, I would just still tell her, because either way, even though it would be a hassle, either way, there's still a 30-day money back guarantee and we can figure it out. But I would say, you're right now you're getting it for $2 a meal, which is stupid because I went to Harris Teeter today for a salad and it was $8. Like, so, it's just stupid cheap if you think about it. That's like you pay more than that for a coffee. So
and that's what I say too. Like, when people ask the price and I'm like, it's usually $130 a month. And then I'll put in parentheses, like, but if you think about it, I know it's like shell shock as a whole, but when you break it down, it's just over $4 for a meal, which is how much people spend on a coffee. So really, for a meal, that's a pretty good price.
Exactly. Yeah. And so like, but yeah, I've just been sending that photo, and sometimes I'll have people like, oh, I can't afford it. Oh, I thought the test group was free or da da da. I'm like, yeah, but no problem. I'll follow up with you. And if you ever want to do like a 7-day shake sampler, you can get one for, I don't know, 30 or $35. I have to look up what Clean Week is. Do you know what Clean Week is with the samples? I have to look. It's either 30 or 35. So even if somebody tells me no, I'm like, okay, cool. Do you want to maybe just try a week of Clean Week so you can get the access to the exercises? And you also get a meal plan, and then you can do a week of Shakeology. That's like $30. Would that fit your budget better? So you're still getting it in front of them, so they're less scared to try this big investment because they've tried it already. I know. Look at these like horrible baby hairs. What is that? But yeah, so that's what I do there. And then but I've honestly, like, I'm not pissed, I'm not mad when somebody just does the base kit, because the volume for, I want to say volume is 75 volume points or something like that. maybe 50. I'll have to look it up. But the volume points and then are more for the base kit than they are the challenge pack, because the way the challenge packs are bundled, you get maybe like 35 to 50 volume points for the challenge packs, and you're getting that more through your base kit. So what I would do is anything that's not a challenge pack, run through Wes's account to help your volume.
How do you navigate, like, if you put people under him, like Matt, as a new customer? Like, how do you say, it's going to show that my husband's your coach, but I'm really your coach? Like,
that's all I say. I just say, you're going to see that Matt McDonald's your coach. I work his business, and it's really no different. I'm still your coach. And people are like, okay. Like, just don't overthink it. And when you're just like, and I usually say it in a voice text too, and I'm like, okay, great. So I actually work mine and my husband's business. So you're just going to see Matt McDonald's your coach, but don't worry, I'm still your coach. You're still going to be in my groups. Don't worry. If you see Matt McDonald, that means you're in the right spot. And
so nobody ever pushes back, like you're just trying to make a sale. You don't even care.
No.
See, these are the things that go through my head.
Well, and that's the thing too, is you just have to sell it, and you just have to like not worry about it. Because if you're confident in it, they're not going to care. Like, that's all I've ever said, and I've never had anybody say anything. I mean, because even my coaches that are under his account, like, they're still my coaches. I mean, do you ever see Matt McDonald on training calls? Like, which, by the way, poor guy has gout again. Yeah, he was like limping through Lowe's today. I was like, oh, poor guy.
That's rough.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he needs some Shaco in his life. That's what he needs. So that's basically what I do, is just say it that way. But yeah, anything that is not Success Club points, and really I would get yourself to, focus on 5, and then everything else is just getting to him. If you want, paid leads and you want to go for 10, great. But, volume is going to be great too. How many coaches do you have under you right now?
2.5. I have one girl that just does it. That's a retired military, so she does it just for the discount on Shake. And then I have Wes, and then I have another girl who signed up under her husband for a discount, and then said money was tight and never actually ordered anything, but she's registered as an inactive coach.
Okay, so I would try to go through your like military contacts too, and just get them into like a free group or something, because that is a much easier person to get on, because they're saving $30 a month right there on Shaco with the not paying the business fee, the 25% off. So I would go through like your military friends and maybe put together a free group. And if I need to do a free group in either end of May or beginning of June. So, but yeah, if you ever want to pair up and do one, or look around, but that is a good way to just get people interested and then funnel them into something else. But
I always say I'm going to do a Fixate one, and I never since we have the Fixate cooking channel and the cookbook, I'm always like, I'm going to do one and just pick recipes from that.
That would be great. And then do a giveaway of Fixate based off participation.
Yeah. And even say here's 3 or 4 options, the general consensus, that'll be the meal for that day, so they know ahead of time to get shopping list.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah. If you want me to help you out with something like that, I think that would be good. If you want to focus on something either end of May or beginning of June to do that, Jessie Shear is also she's like gung-ho. She'd be happy to do that too, because she's like inviting like crazy, and she's just at that point where she's like, I just feel like I'm like have a lot of dead ends. And so, when that happens, I'm like, get everybody you invite into that free group, because that's really how I built my business. Was I would post on Instagram about free groups. I would, reach out and engage with other people to grow my Instagram, and then would talk about the free groups that I'm doing, get people to add me to Facebook, and then just try to make them really fun and valuable. I ran probably for at least a solid 1.5 years. Every month was a 30-day fitness group challenge. And I mean, that's super simple to do. 30 days, like a lot of people die off, but I had at least 4 people that would go the whole time. So, you know, even if it's like people die off, it's an easy way to get people in. It's like you find something on Pinterest and post it and do it. And then after that, it's really just like you find your people that would be great coaches in there. I've had probably at least 10 customers have come from my free groups in the last, like, I mean, I haven't really been great with them, but like the last the last 2 years, I've probably only ran about a year worth of free groups. So I would say basically in the last year that I was running free groups, probably at least like 10 challenge packs came from it. So, I mean, that's nothing to, you know, turn your nose up. And a lot of people have ordered the shake samples. A lot of people have ordered like Energize and things like that. Another thing I do in my free groups is I'll do like Energize or Recover, like, and just send out samples and things like that. And there was actually a post in the roundtable, which is like for elite coaches and corporate is in there too. And they like tagged Jeff and they were like, because I guess somebody saw Carl was on his bike and he had like a sample pack of Hydrate or Recover or something like that like we don't have access to, because there's only a couple samples, or like you can get like the Hydrate or the Energize box, but you can't do it for Recover and things like that. And he had like a Recover, and he's like, it was so funny. They were like, how do I don't have access to the CEO card, so like how do I do this? And so I think at Summit they will probably be announcing packets, and we've also been really pushing for tubes, because Performance Line is amazing. If you have anybody that's like marathoners, ultras, you know, 5Ks, whatever, Energize, I drank it before every run, and I noticed such a difference. So Energize, and then people that do like longer runs, Hydrate is really, really great, and things like that. So like, you know, you can always make a post and be like, hey, where are my runner friends at? I'd love to hear, you know, if any of you use a pre-workout. I almost said comma. I'm so used to voice texting. Because I have one that I have heard such great things about, and I just kind of wanted to compare. Or what's important to you in a pre-workout supplement? Or I've seen people post things about the bars where they're like, drop your favorite. Hey, I'm in the market for looking at bars, and I found one I really love. If you want to drop one that you like below, so I can kind of compare, that'd be great. And then you can like follow up with everybody that posts, that comments about that, and talk to them about the beach bars or things like that. So, just trying to like think outside of the box, and then make sure that you're up to date with your stories, and that if you're making a shake, just do a boomerang of it or something fun. Or if you're doing Energize, like, do something about like your magical mommy juice or something like that. But yeah, I feel like that's been something that's really been helpful. And I just feel like we like don't do enough, or not maybe we, but me, I don't do enough at like talking about all the things we have to offer at all. I don't even do a good enough job about talking about Shakeology anymore. I like either talking about coaching or challengers, and I don't talk about it specifically. So I need to get back to doing that, and like taking my own advice and like things like that. And then because I mean I have this friend that she was a Beachbody coach, and now she sells LipSense, and she kills it. And the reason why she is like so successful in LipSense versus like other LipSense people is she doesn't just talk about their lipstick. They have a full line of makeup. She talks about everything. She goes live and she's like, hey, this is what I'm using. And she's doing everything from LipSense. So people are like, oh my God, I didn't even know they made that. So I actually was like thinking, I was like, gosh, she's really like, that's so true. Like I'm not using it to my potential. There's so many other things that I need to talk about, because you know, 2B Mindset is great for people that maybe love CrossFit or the gym or something like that. That's a great person. The Performance Line, great for people that are runners or, you know, big into lifting, you know, and then, you know, then there's obviously BOD and Shakeology for people that, you know, want to do it from home. But there's just so many more markets that I feel like we can be tapping into. So, but I got a lot of that like attention when I just like was like eating a beach bar, and I was like 10 grams of protein, only 150 calories, and like was just eating it and didn't even really say anything. And I had like probably like 2 people order bars from that conversation. So
I need to get better at that too.
Yeah, you and me both, sister. So, all right, girl. Well, anything else?
No.
Okay, thank you so much for hopping on and said that I wasn't hanging out by myself. Mullen said my audio isn't working. I need tech support. I'm so sad. I was like, we were both like,
she was like dangling a carrot in front of us, like, hi, suckers.
Bye, I'm gonna go eat my Chipotle.
Just wanted to show you what I'm up to.
I'll just make sure she watches the recording so she knows she's loved. So